You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin.
What is going down? This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, you come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode number 361. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about my anime watch list, of course. As always, we're going to also talk about a little bit of Game Pass, and we're going to talk about Helldivers 2. There's been a lot of butter on the table, and we're definitely going to get into that. And also some Alan Wake 2 news, okay? It's not going to be a long show today, guys. It is going to be a show, so we're going to get into it. Let me start off by saying, once again, for the second week in a row, it feels beautiful to be in the man cave recording this episode right now. Okay. I love it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a beautiful experience and I'm enjoying myself thoroughly. Okay. With that being said, let's get into the show. I'm going to start out with my anime watch list. I just finished Girlfriend season 2, literally just before this recording. And it was so good, man. Okay, I don't know what it is about this anime, about these harem animes, especially the ones I've been watching recently. But man, I really found another gear, with this genre. Okay, I've always liked harem animes. I've talked about this. All the OG listeners, all the people who listened to this podcast recently, heard me talk about the harem animes and all of that. And I don't know, they're just a joy to watch for me. I just really enjoyed myself. My people went out of town. Kids were out of town this weekend. They just got back today. And, I've been working more often these last few weeks, and just there's a lot of stuff I'm still trying to get. We're trying to get a whole new living room set. I'm trying to furnish the man cave, all these little things here and there. So trying to get that money. And then we spend a lot of money to get here too as well. So we're trying to kind of recoup that. So I've been kind of busy recently and haven't had really much time to sit and just chill, still playing Rise of the Ronin. I think I'm coming up on 90 hours or close to it. I mean, goddamn, guys, I'm still playing that game. Have Stellar Blade still sitting in the wrapper, haven't even opened it yet. So that tells you something, hopefully, especially about me and Rise of the Ronin right now. But anyway, didn't have a lot of time. Nobody was here. Get off from work, come in, take a shower, sat down and said, you know what, let's tackle some anime. Let's chill. And that's what I did. And I said, let me finish this Girlfriend, because I watched season 1. It was excellent. Watched a couple episodes on season 2 just to kind of jumpstart. And then I stopped and I kind of went to something else. Of course, there's also one I started called Baslik or Baslik. I don't know how to pronounce it. Baslik. I think that's how you spell it. And it's basically a Romeo and Juliet shonen. That's kind of how I describe it. That's kind of what I heard other people describing it as. And that's what made me kind of want to watch it. I only watched one episode. Looked very interesting. And I will finish it eventually. It's been on my list for a long time, but we'll finish that. But also, I've been watching Re-Monster, R-E-Monster. And that's kind of, episode by episode every week. I think it's every Tuesday or something. And then after that, also the big one that everybody's talking about is Kaiju number 8. That's another one I forgot to mention, but I have been watching that. I am up to date with that one, and it is a good one so far. And I mean, everybody's promoting this. Crunchyroll is got countdowns for every episode till the next one comes up. So a lot of people are really digging this one here. Apparently it's really good, especially the manga and everything like that. Hopefully they can do it justice with the anime. And so far, so good. But those are the ones I've been watching once a week. But other than that, Girlfriend has been there. And I kind of stopped watching it because I'm a person that likes to line shit up when it comes to games or anime. In other words, when one is coming to an end, I like to have another one ready to go. I was trying to do that for the anime. Haven't found the next one in that genre, because in anime, I kind of do it in genres. Okay. So this one is a harem. Girlfriend is a harem. I'm trying to find my next harem to watch. And I guess you can put Re-Monster in that category, but that's weekly. I like binging a lot of my shows if I can. And so that's where I'm looking for now, what I'm looking forward to next. And I just couldn't resist Girlfriend. I was going to stop, and I actually did, and took a lunch break or dinner break when got dinner and all that. And then I said, okay, I'm going to find something else, but it just kept calling me. So I went ahead and ended up just finishing it. And I remember the credits rolling, and I said, the first thing I did was pick up my phone and go shopping, and just, to get some prices. I went to Reddit and I was finding out about, is there going to be season 3? And then people start talking, well, if the discs sell, if the DVDs and Blu-ray sell, then they might do it. The manga is supposedly almost over with, I think, or it already is. And I started looking, and I said, you know what? I need to get back on eventually. I want to get back on my anime collection, because I started one years ago, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I started one, right? But it didn't go anywhere. I think the first one I bought was Chivalry of a Failed Knight, which I still love to this day. And then also a classic is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's another great one there. And I think another one on my radar was High School DxD. And there was a couple other ones there. But yeah, I have a baby collection, very modest. And that's not even, that's disrespectful to the word modest right there. But yeah, I said, you know what? When you see a great anime or something that you just really gravitate to, and it makes you go to your phone, and it makes you start to soul search for that, for that item or for those things. That's how you know you got a keeper, at least for me. Okay. Did the same thing when I finished Naruto for the first time, Dragon Ball, all those things, right? My bad. Forgive me, guys. My microphone is getting some static. But anyway, I will fix that. What I'm trying to say is, when you see that fire anime for the first time, or you realize that you just saw something great, that's kind of like how I felt when I finished this anime, okay? And it's something just completely out the blue. It's not action-based. It's no shonen. It's none of that shit, man. It's just a straight-up harem, high school type of fucking anime with a lot of silly, but sentimental scenes and it involved with it, The best thing I can say is just to give it a watch. I've talked about it before. I've asked you guys to check it out. I've asked you guys, some of you guys, to get out of your comfort zone if you're not accustomed to this type of stuff, and just give it a try. I've posted it on Instagram. I've You know what I mean? I don't know how much more love I can give this anime, but I'm going to keep trying because I love this one a lot. And not just this one, there's a lot of them in this hemisphere, in this realm. But this one here it's definitely special to me. It's another special one. I really like it. I do hope we get a season 3. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they could kind of leave it like that. That's another thing I like about this anime and anime like it. You can kind of leave some of these depending on where they end, where they're at, and just kind of let your imagination do the rest of the running. But it would also be cool to get, more. I'm not going to say no to this type of anime. Okay. But yeah, I just finished that. That's pretty much what I've been watching anime wise. So now I have to find something else in that realm. And you know how in Crunchyroll, when you watch something and you go and you can, I guess they give you an option that says something like more like this. So you're like, yeah, I want to find more like this. And when you click on it, it gives you a whole bunch of recommendations, and every recommendation except for like one of them, I think maybe 2 tops, because they give you a lot of them, I've already watched. And so I'm like, okay, I need to pick another one that I watched and try to get another recommendation, and hopefully it'll take me somewhere here. So that's what I'm doing. And I know there's tons of them there. I just have to find the ones, and just start watching them. So that'll be an assignment. And the cool thing is you can do it in bed, on your phone. I mean, you can do it anywhere now. So I'll definitely be doing that in the next couple of days, and hopefully quickly line something else up for the harem stuff that I'm trying to watch, so I can talk about it with you guys and recommend you guys something else. Cause I kind of feel like now as I'm watching some of these, I hope that I'm reaching some of you guys, and I hope that you're listening to some of these recommendations and going with that. And, I kind of feel like that's cool. I think that would be cool if I had somebody I could go to and say, okay, I finished this one. Now, what do you recommend? And they say, okay, well, try this one. Have you seen that one? That would be awesome for me. Right. So I'm going to try to do that with you guys. And, if you're not watching it, and if it's something that I've seen, you may want to give it a shot. And I definitely welcome it from you guys as well. If you want to, check me out on any of my handles, at Studio MacGyver on X/Twitter, or, hit me on Instagram or something with a message. Let me know, man. Let me know if there's another harem out there that I would enjoy, if you guys are into that, or anime in general, period. I'm always looking for new ones. It doesn't have to be new. It doesn't have to be old. It can be whatever. I don't care when it came out. If it's good, recommend it to me. Cool. Okay. But anyway, that's my anime watch list. If you haven't seen Girlfriend, and you want to just watch something cool, go check it out. Give it a shot, man. I don't know. Just check it out. I love it. Anyway, let's move on and let's get to Game Pass. I just wanted to glaze over this really quick because I hear a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of people, especially recently, talk about how Xbox is dead because they're going completely third party now, which means that all of their exclusives are, for the most part, going to be moved over to, PlayStation and everywhere else. So you'll be able to play it everywhere. So Xbox is not just going to be the home of that. And hey, that's cool and all that, but I still believe that Game Pass has a purpose, and Game Pass will still have games that will not be accessible unless you have Game Pass for free. They may be accessible. All the games will be accessible, or most of them will be if you want to buy them. But Game Pass has some stuff on there that is going to come day one. And that's why Game Pass is still here. And that's why I think Game Pass still has a place, at least in my household. And also because I have a son who's an Xbox guy. Okay. He's mainly an Xbox player. That was what he was, his first system he ever got. And he's got all his friends there and his community is there and stuff. So I completely understand how that works. I do. Cause really, I've done that. Okay. So trying to get him to cross over to the Sony side and all this type of stuff, it's not gonna work that way. Right. It has to be organic. I think you don't want to force anybody. Now, every once in a while he'll ask me to play something, he'll see a video. Like he asked me today, hey, can I play God of War DLC? I found out some new things. I want to check it out. And I said, okay, well, you out of school in a couple weeks. We can come back to that then. Okay. So he was like, all right. Oh man. So, and then I said, okay, well, let's, I got a little bit of time. Do you think you want to go ahead and let us finish off these episodes? We still have 3 episodes left to watch of the Fallout show. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then as he was getting ready, he said, oh, Dad, I just forgot. I was like, what? My friend just took a dinner break and he's coming back. And I said, oh, okay. He's outside? He's outside? Your friend outside? He was like, no, my friend online. I was like, oh, okay. So he's like, so can we tackle this again next week? I said, all right, man, you keep on postponing. I'm gonna watch them without you. And he was like, no, Dad, you can't do that. That was supposed to be our thing. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to ride it out, but man, we need to hurry up and get back on this, man, before I forget all the characters. Let's go. So that's where we're at right there. So hopefully, in the next week or so, we'll at least be able to get 1 or 2. We only have 3 left. So I'm trying to get that done. But like I said, he has his own community, some of his friends, that he met online. He talks to them now on the phone and all the type of stuff. So, I mean, that's the time we live in now. And I mean, like I said, my best friend, one of them, it happened the same way. Met him playing the very first Dragon Ball Xenoverse game. Was it Xenoverse? Yeah, I think it was Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the very first one. And met him playing that. And we've been tight ever since. Okay. Talk on the phone, at least, every week. I've already went out there, visited, saw them, kicked it with them, spent time with them, all of these type of things. So that's how it goes down now. You know what I mean? When you spend so much time and with some of these guys and you click and you have a lot of things in common, you're around the same age, so on and so forth, eventually gaming talk blends into personal talk and then they intertwine. And next thing you know, you're really good friends and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. So just watching him kind of go through that is a trip. It trips me out sometimes, but it's also a cool thing to watch. So anyway, I don't even know how I got into that, but the Game Pass still has a place. I think that's where I'm getting at. Okay. You got Persona 3 Reload there, which I still haven't played. Been on Sony for a while now. Also Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Remake are there. So there's a lot of things going on. And I just want to add real quick, just please forgive the sound quality on this episode, guys. I'm having something really strange going on with this, with my cord, and I'm getting a lot of fucking feedback that I don't want. Okay. So I'm going to do my best to correct it. And, hopefully, all right, I want to tackle the elephant in the room, Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 has been going through some things. There's a lot of butter on the table from Sony. Okay, not Helldivers, not the devs from the Helldivers team. So how do I break this down? All right, May 6th, which is Monday, if you're listening to the podcast today, there's going to be a big thing going on, and PC players will definitely have to have a PlayStation Network account, and they have to link it to their Steam account, okay, in order for them to continue to play Helldivers 2. That's where the shit hits the fan. That's where the butter comes out of the refrigerator, placed into the microwave. It's heated up and it's liquefying, and that's where we're at right now. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why Sony chose to do it this way, but you have to have that done if you want to play on PC. It's a requirement, and it's going to affect as you listen to this podcast, it will have gone into effect. And that created a lot of fucking blowback from the community, especially the PC community, because right now Sony only offers this PlayStation Network in 73 countries. I think around 73, 74 countries, something like that. And there are like 195 countries, okay, around the world. So it's a big portion that is missing out on this. And apparently on the technical side, you could do it in every country, but I guess it infringes on some of what Sony is trying to do on a user agreement, and it's not going to allow that to take place. Okay. I don't know about all of those technicalities and stuff, but there's probably a reason for it. But I'm sure if Sony wanted to, they could probably make some things happen and change some of that. But that's what's going on. Okay. I don't know why Sony would make everyone have a PlayStation Network account, because not everyone has a fucking PlayStation. Okay. Now, I don't know if you could have a PlayStation Network account without a PlayStation. I don't know if you download the PlayStation app, you could do it that way. I have no clue. I'm assuming that you can't. I'm assuming you need a PlayStation system, PS4, PS5. I'm assuming that, but I could be wrong. But just the fact that you have to have one, whether you have a PlayStation or not, and you have it for the Steam or PC, is kind of dumb, in my opinion. Okay. It's almost like they're forcing you to go the Sony route, because this is, I would say a Sony exclusive, but it's not, because it's on PC as well. But I don't know, man. It came out in February. The game came out in February, and it's been one of the most popular games since. I played it day one with some friends. I haven't even played it since the update. Like, the update came out right when I stopped playing it. And I took a break, and I haven't been back since, but I definitely want to go back out there and check out the update and what it brings. Definitely looking forward to that. And like I said, when I played it, I kind of played the shit out of it, and I didn't have anything new to get. That was before anything else was added. So I felt like I've done mostly everything in the game for the most part. And so I took a break, and now there's more stuff. So eventually I'll revisit it and see what else has been added and everything like that. But that's where we're at right now with the Helldivers 2 situation. That's kind of what you get when you're dealing with online games. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of things that could hinder you, because a lot of players have over 100 hours clocked in, and they're like, yo, I can't play anymore because I don't have it for PlayStation. And now that I have to do this, it's fucking me up, and I paid for the game and all of this. So they started going after the devs, and the devs were basically saying, look, this is not our decision. This is Sony's decision. It's up to Sony if they want to change this. We just made the game. Sony is making these rules after the game has been out. I'm not going to hold back on Sony just because I love Sony and it's one of my favorite companies. I'm not going to do that. I told you guys that before. If you're somebody who fucks up out here in these video game streets, then I'm going to let it be known. Okay, period. No one's safe. Okay, I don't care who you are. No one's safe. But anyway, that's where we're at. That's what's going on with Sony. And I hope they can fix this, okay? Because they're getting a lot of backlash. They've been getting review bombed on Steam like crazy. People are not happy about this, okay? And they're going to have to do something soon. They're going to have to put out some sort of press release. Something's going to have to be done. The longer they wait, the more butter is going to be put on the table. And, that's not wanted from anyone. That's not needed. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that butter, okay? So we're going to try to remedy the situation. Well, I hope they're going to try to remedy the situation, and we can fix this, man. They can fix this. But this is what you get when you have online games. This is the thing that happens, and this is why I don't like online only games. Not the only reason, but it's one of those reasons there, okay? Because I feel that you have less power as a player when you're dealing with online games. You have less freedoms because you can't enjoy the game whenever you want. If there's a maintenance update, you're not going to be playing. If something happens to your internet, you're not going to be playing. There's so many factors that could hinder you from enjoying this game that you paid your money for. There's just a lot of things that can happen, and I've witnessed some of them with Helldivers in general by itself, and then other games too that are online only. There's been a lot of things that's happened like that, and you're just at the mercy of the devs and everybody else on the other side, and it's not fun, especially when you really plan on playing it and you planned your whole weekend around it, which a lot of players have done. There was a lot of stuff going on with Helldivers when it first came out because nobody could get in, because everybody was trying to get in. So people who literally were waiting for this game took off work, okay, and couldn't enjoy their experience. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I hope they clean it up. We'll find out, I'm sure. I'll keep you guys posted when I get more information. But that is your Helldivers 2 news or update, whatever you want to call it. It should be called Hell Butter. Something like that. Let's try to keep it butter-free, okay? Let's try to keep a butter-free environment, okay? And let's move on. Now, last thing I want to kind of talk about is Alan Wake 2. And it got some interesting news. I figured that, you know, because everybody was singing its praises and all this, the Video Game Awards, all this stuff was going on. You know, I thought, yo, it's doing something. And then I hear this recently, and it said that Alan Wake 2 hasn't made a profit so far. Up to this, so far right now, as I'm talking at this microphone, Alan Wake 2 has not made a profit yet. And this game came out in February. So it's only been out, it hasn't been out that long. I think it came out in October. I want to say October of last year. Yeah, so it's been out for some months, okay? It's been out for a good minute. I want to say 5 months, something like that. Anyway, hasn't made a profit yet. I think it sold 1.3 million. That's the number right now we're looking at. And, you know, it's not bad. It's not shabby, too shabby, you know, for a AAA kind of game. But what killed this game, I think, as far as if you're judging it from when it came out up until now, because I'm sure they expected to at least be making a profit by now. I want to say in the first couple of months, they probably wanted to see some of that profit coming in. And the reason why it's not happening, in my personal opinion, and not just mine, but a lot of people are saying this, is the fact that the game was funded by Epic Games. Okay. If you guys don't know about Epic Games are the people who made Fortnite. Okay. They have so much money. It's ridiculous. But anyway, the franchise got bought from Xbox, from Microsoft, through a company. And then they made a deal with Epic Games. Okay. And if you don't know anything about Epic Games, the PC community will tell you, they don't like them very much. They're not very popular. They're one of those companies that, because they have money, they think that everything's going to be okay, type of thing. In other words, PC players do not really fuck with Epic Games. Epic forces themselves on people. Okay. They want to pay for, or they try to pay for, everything to be exclusive to them, okay, to their brand, all right? And they don't want anybody else playing it. So what they did was they went ahead and, because they paid for it, they made it so Steam couldn't have it, okay? Because most PC players use Steam, okay? That's their launcher. That's who they usually get their games from. Steam has sales every day. They have games, and majority of games that come out on PC are on Steam, but there are some exceptions, and Epic Games is one of those. And some games you can play on both, but a lot of them, they pay other companies to allow those games to stay off of Steam so that they can try to get more people to fuck with Epic Games, which it always blows up in their face because nobody really fucks with Epic Games like that. And sooner or later, I'm hoping they'll get the point and finally say, you know what, let's just make some money and let's make it available everywhere, and let's just stop fighting. Okay. But anyway, part of that deal was the fact that it had to be on the Epic Store, and also it had to be digital only. And that's fucking, which is surprising to me, it is the cheap way out. Okay. They're trying to cut corners. Epic Games is trying to cut. I can't believe they were trying to cut corners. They're Epic Games. You have so much money, more money than God. You fucking own Fortnite. What the fuck? That franchise alone, okay, is floating them and will continue to float them to the end of the time. To the end of the world. Okay. But they tried to take the cheap way out because they did not want to produce physical copies. All right. So believe it or not, yes, a lot of people do buy digital games, lots of people, but there are still a lot of us who like physical games, especially like a franchise like Alan Wake. There's a lot of Alan Wake fans out here who would have loved to play or get their hands on a physical copy. I'm one of those guys who would love to play the physical, would love to get my hands on a physical copy of that. And, you know, that's one of the main reasons I didn't push play on it. And I'm kind of now holding out maybe they come out with something like that. But now it's kind of telling me that it doesn't look like that's going to happen because they haven't even made profit on it. Now, if they would have made some money off of it or made their profit, met their numbers, then I could see them doing some sort of thing like that. But the game still has only been out for 5 months. I could see something happening after a year where they, hey, we're going to have physical copies now, guys. We're coming with that now. And they could change the game with that. Who knows? The gaming industry is crazy like that. But then again, I wouldn't hold my breath. And so now we're looking at digital only and also Epic Store. And if you read the comments in a lot of these, there's a lot of salty Steam players. And that, rightfully so, apparently, and they're not going to play it because of that. Okay. And like I said, there's a lot of this stuff that goes on these backdoor handshakes, under the table deals and shit. It's a lot of politics involved in everywhere. Politics is everywhere. It's in the gaming community too, right? You can't escape it. And this is just one of those instances where it's rearing its ugly head. Again, that's the part that infuriates me about the gaming community, because certain people who have authority, okay, over other people and have authority to make certain decisions, they're almost always not for the greater good of the player. It's always to benefit them or their pocketbook or something in between. It's never the player, never the consumer. Okay. Because if it was, then they would have never put it on fucking just the Epic Game Store. It would have also been on Steam, and they fucking know that. Okay. They're not thinking about the gamer. They're thinking about how can we make more profit for our store, even though we know it's not going to do half of what it would have done for Steam. Okay. Whose nuts are bigger? Let's put them on the table. Okay. And that's basically the game we're playing here. So nobody wins when they start doing that bullshit, in my opinion. Nobody fucking wins. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of losers here. There's going to be a lot of people who would have played the game that aren't going to play it now. And that's just what it is. So hopefully they get their shit together. If you asked me, would Epic Games ever place this on Steam? I'd probably tell you no. Okay. They went through all that shit and paid that money and paid for the funding. They're not going to do that. They want exclusive rights to this, but it's going to end up hurting them in the long run because, like I said, they're alienating probably half of their player base with this deal alone. Okay, when they did this, so it's kind of like what Sony's doing right now for the Steam players right now with Helldivers 2. They're alienating too many people. Okay, now if it was one thing, if they made it exclusively for Sony and nothing else, that's that. But you're taking it too far when you start dipping your toe in the PC world and everywhere else in between. It gets to be a little too much. And, I'm not a fan of it. So that's where I stand on it, guys. I mean, I still want to play Alan Wake 2. I really do. But there are so many other games as well. And I'll hold my breath a little bit longer for a physical. If not, I'll wait for a fucking sale. Hey, give it to me for $20 on the digital version. I'll take that. Sure, I'll take that. And if that comes along, yeah, I'll have that. And eventually will, because apparently they're not they're not selling, they're not meeting their quota. So prices will begin to drop if they haven't already, digitally too. And with the digital physical thing, it's different. It's always something because most of the time physical gets really cheap after a while. And that's how it works usually. Digital, they don't go on sales often, but when they do go on sale, they're pretty sweet. A lot of these. So we'll see what happens, man. Epic Games, I can't believe they're being cheap. They could have easily just went a different route, but it is what it is. That's going to do it for the show though. That's all I got today, guys. That's all I have. My mic cord is acting a donkey right now, and I don't want to risk, just stretching it out too far. I already got to go in and do some Superman edits to this shit because of that. And I'll, do it. But that's that. I guess I'm going to check out Fallout 4 again. I haven't tried it yet. I think the update came out not too long ago. So I kind of want to go there, and also want to check out, I want to check out the crab game everybody's talking about. Okay. Another Crab's Treasure. I want to see what that's about. And I've seen all kinds of people playing it and talking about it. My son played it. A lot of my favorite YouTubers have played it. I'm like, yo, I got a quick glimpse. I said, this looks pretty good. I didn't want to watch too much. Didn't want to spoil myself, but it looks pretty good, man. I think they got something here. So yeah, there's a few things out here I definitely want to try and play. I'm still playing Rise of the Ronin. Still going to do that. I think I'm on the final chapter towards the end of the game. So I want to see what's going to happen with that. And after that, I think it's time to move on to Stellar Blade. Finally. Get on Stellar Blade and work on that one. And I think on the Sony side, that'll be it for foreseeable future. I don't know what else I want to play yet. I don't know what else is on my list. I told you guys I do want to play Sekiro eventually, and I also am looking for Wanted Dead. These games should be discounted, and I will try to go to eBay and see if I can find them both for a decent price. I'm sure I'll prevail. But anyway, that's that. I don't know what else I'll be playing right now. Those are probably, that's enough, more than enough for my busy ass to try to partake in. And like I said, it'll be a miracle if I can do all those. So, and then there's other shit coming out. There's a Wukong. There is, I think, a Square Enix game coming out very soon in the summer. So there's things on the horizon. Definitely game wise. As far as anime, man, there's a lot of stuff as well. Okay, I think May 12th, guys, we got, Kimetsu no Yaiba, aka Demon Slayer, coming back. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a nice summer. And I'm sure there's going to be some other animes coming out, some new seasons and stuff like that. Because summer, like I said, is big for gaming and anime. There's a lot of stuff going on. So, we will definitely tackle all of this next week. Okay, so I'll keep you guys posted. Anything new comes up, I'll let you know. And I will see you guys next week. Once again, guys, thank you for listening, downloading, streaming. All of my OG listeners, I love you guys dearly. Also, check me out on my social handles on X/Twitter at Studio MacGyver, Random Gameplay Pimpin. Check that out on YouTube. And also check them out on TikTok. If TikTok is still here, it may not be here for much longer. We'll definitely see that as well. So definitely check out those handles there, guys, and holla at your boy. Please, if you have any recommendations for anime, please shoot me an inbox in my inbox. Let me know, man. I really want to know. I really want to know if there's something out there that I need to watch, that I need to see. So I'd appreciate that. But yeah, I guess that's it, man. I'll see you guys next week. I love you. This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.